Hi, I'm George. I'm a diagnosed schizophrenic. It's been a tough life for a guy like me, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't have its perks. As a kid, I was always really shy, and I always found it difficult to make friends with the other kids. But thankfully, with schizophrenia, I never sat alone at lunch again. Even homework felt like a group project for me. In 2002, I was arrested by the Milwaukee Police Department for stabbing the man who killed my brother in an armed robbery. Little did I know at that time, my brother was still alive, and that man was an inflatable tube guy out in front of O'Reilly Auto Parts. When I was 19 years old, I had my brain irreversibly damaged when I took part of a 12-week trial at Harvard University involving lysergic acid diethylamide. Now, I can't look in the mirror without falling into a pit of rage and panic. Over the last 20 years, close friendships in this country have been on a steep decline, and it feels like loneliness is only rising faster than the price of eggs. Thankfully though, with the voices in my head, I know that I'll never be alone. My brain is a psychotic string of hallucinations and loose recollections of shapes and patterns. I often find it hard to control myself sometimes, and even the small things seem really big at points. Like when I went to go buy milk for the first time, and I thought the cashier lady was an interdimensional hydra sent here by a higher power to eat my soul like Lucky Charms. My first outbreak occurred in my senior year of high school. I was on our school's baseball team, and it was the bottom of the third inning, when all of a sudden, my teammate's bat grew a mouth and started screaming,
"Your life is a lie. Your 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 life is a lie." It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's okay. They're gone now. It's just you and me.
My teammates had to hold me back. That bat may not have had a mouth, but it did have enough sheer velocity to shatter my shin when my teammate fought back in self-defense. He swung again for my head, but thankfully, I only received minor head damage. Thank God that catcher's helmet is more padded than the cell I sleep in at night. My prefrontal lobe looks like somebody took a scoop of ice cream out of it. Hi, my name is Bobby, and my brain is more scrambled than a cyber criminal's IP address. That doesn't stop me from living my best life. I have a well-paying job, 3 kids, and love giving back to my local community. Or at least I do until they make me take my meds. I remember schizophrenia became a really big part of my life when I got off the bus from school one day and started telling Mom about all the friends I made at kindergarten. I was kind of a quiet kid, so to have that sense of belonging meant a lot to me at the time. She gazed tenderly into my eyes and said, "Bobby, you're fucking homeschooled." Hi, I'm Carl. And like many people, I was devastated to hear about the passing of the late pop singer Michael Jackson. I was almost in tears when I heard about his passing on the news. Later that night, I woke up in a state of undescribable dread and terror. My body was pinned against my bed, and I was unable to move. In the midst of my newfound sleep paralysis, I saw the corpse of Michael Jackson moonwalking on my stomach, and now he's there almost every single night. When Michael Jackson sang "You Were Not Alone," he was right. I never fucking am. I'd have to say though, if there was one person in the world who I think has helped me the most with my condition, it would be my girlfriend. It helps a lot to have a person who's there for you and loves you unconditionally no matter what. And she means a lot to me, and I know she'll always be there for me, at least until I take my antipsychotics. Hi, my name is John Hinckley Jr., and on March 30th, 1981, I shot a round of .22 caliber into Ronald Reagan's lung cavity. Now, it's 40 years later, and I do shows where I shred the guitar. How fucking sick is that? When most people smoke weed, they get a little giggly. When I smoke weed,
it's just you and me. It's just you and me. It's just you.
You know, my coffee maker actually speaks Latin to me. There are more voices in my head than roofies at a frat party. There are more voices in my head than divorced dads at an Aerosmith concert. There are more voices in my head than pedophiles at the Nickelodeon Choice Awards. There are more voices in my head than loaded guns at a Texas high school. There are more voices in my head than domestic abusers on the police force. If you or a loved one think you might suffer from schizoaffective disorder, don't be afraid to reach out. Call this number today.
I know what you think. I know who you are. You know. I know. It's all ending.